And tonight we have new information in a forgery and fraud case involving a Portsmouth City Councilman.
For the first time on television, Doctors Mark and Ingrid Whitaker are talking publicly about the 20-count indictment against him. We've been following this story for 7 months now, but yesterday the couple wanted to talk only to 10 on Your Side's Brandi Cummings. Brandi, why now?
Well, Anita, Tom, the couple says they wanted to talk now because they've received information about the case that they weren't privy to months ago. They say they didn't want to rush to speak, but decided just weeks before the councilman is scheduled to stand trial, now is the time.
20 counts, felony charges including identity fraud and forging checks. Crimes Dr. Mark Whitaker says he didn't commit.
There was no forgery, identity fraud.
Instead, he claims the investigation was a political stunt by 2 other elected officials.
It was reprehensible that the Commonwealth attorney would allow the sheriff to use her office as a means of trying to criminalize me.
The investigation, launched by Sheriff Bill Watson, began in March. Commonwealth's attorney Stephanie Morales recused herself from it, but according to a statement, her office found another prosecutor. The one who agreed to handle the case, with approval from the judge, has ties to Portsmouth. Andrew Robbins was a Portsmouth assistant Commonwealth's attorney from 1999 to 2008.
How then could she be used in some way to then bring charges if she has since recused herself from the case?
Because she knows the fact that Bill Watson, as well as his deputy Lee Cherry, have both been very vocal in their opposition to me as a council person.
In a lengthy statement, Morales said, quote, "In determining my stance, I considered many important facts, including the fact that Dr. Whitaker has a vote, one of only a handful of people who do, over my budget each and every year. I will continue to stand strong on principle and will not cave under pressure from other elected officials with their own personal interests." 2 recent motions from Whitaker's attorneys filed with the court ask a judge to throw out the indictments. One last week claiming the grand jury was misled.
They painted a picture of me as being crooked.
The other, filed this week, claims there's a lack of evidence. 2 of the witnesses whose names Whitaker is accused of forging have signed affidavits. The first, Caroline LaRoseliere, a dentist in Maryland, is Dr. Whitaker's sister. The other witness, Melinda Starkley, is a member and trustee of the church where Whitaker is an assistant pastor. Both women write they gave Whitaker permission to use their signatures.
No way in the world would I have ever forged any of their names.
When contacted by phone about the motion, Sheriff Watson told me, quote, "They're grasping at straws because they have no defense. We wanted to know if Whitaker's decision to speak now was politically motivated as well, since both Morales and Watson are running for re-election."
Is your motivation also politically motivated?
I think that we have to be people of conscience, and conscience calls us to speak truth. And there is never a wrong time to speak truth.
And remember, at 4, Mrs. Whitaker said this case has been a strain on their family, but she supports her husband and believes he's innocent. The trial is scheduled for later this month. Now, all of those documents we mentioned in our story are posted right now on WAVY.com. I'm Brandi Cummings, 10 on Your Side.